Hello ladies! So this is hopefully going to be a really quick update. So as most of you guys know, I had my first prenatal appointment on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So I had a really hard time picking an OB just to begin with. I have a gynecologist, I guess you would say. I don't know, OBGYN, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen for every year for my annuals. So I was debating going to him, but he really is his office is further away from us now since we moved. Since last time, and before I didn't mind because I only had to see him once a year, but if I'm going to be seeing him quite frequently, I didn't want to have to make a long drive. Plus, the area has gone down a lot. Like, it's not the nicest area anymore. So I was really debating about going with him, and then I got a recommendation for, or a referral, or whatever you want to call it. I asked a couple of girls, and so there was one doctor that sounded, they delivered at the hospital that I was wanting to deliver at. So I called, I made the appointment and everything, and then I kind of asked her, like, oh, what should I expect, how's the doctor, those kinds of things. And so she tells me that, and now I guess that this is the general practice here in Arizona, but you have one appointment for where you meet with your OB and talk about how you're doing and all that good stuff. And then they send you somewhere else on a different day. You have a different appointment for your ultrasounds, when those are, which is usually at 12 weeks and 20 weeks, and then maybe again towards the end just to make sure, like, everything's okay. So, yeah, for me, I'm trying to take off as little time as possible because my work doesn't pay very much for maternity leave. So, I really didn't want to do that. I wanted something that everything was done in one appointment, the ultrasound, everything. Or if I have to be sent off-site, then I wanted it to be, like, to coincide with my OB appointment. So I didn't go there. I ended up just deciding to go to my regular OB. And him, as far as a doctor, I love him. I mean, he's really good at everything. But his new office, though it's in a nicer area, it's very tiny. I was hoping it would be all newer equipment, and it seems to be very old equipment. Like, it kind of looks like out of the 80s. And I don't mean to sound like I'm high class or fancy or anything. I'm not, but I was at least like decent office, I guess, or decent. It was just very tiny. When they had me in the chair to do the exam, my feet are like practically, because you have your feet up on the little thingies, and they're like practically touching the window. Like, the exam room was just that small. So I don't know. And then he does the same thing. He sends me, it's just one floor down for the ultrasound, but I wanted one when I went in, and he was like, well, normally we don't do it, and so he agreed to finally do it, or to put the order or paper or whatever called down there, and but then they couldn't squeeze me in, so it was horrible. I was very upset with the appointment. So at this point, I haven't made a full decision, but I'm leaning more towards not going back to him. I scheduled my next appointment, which would be at 12 weeks, which is March 24th, and they want to do the ultrasound and do the scanning to measure the neck for the Down syndrome stuff. I haven't canceled that appointment yet. I still have that appointment with them. But my one friend, her doctor, she raves about him. She says he's, like, really, really good. And I would have saw him because she actually, for whatever reason, he does an ultrasound every appointment, which I think is so awesome because I would love to see my baby every single month. And she's not high risk because that's what I thought too, but she's not. She's just regular. So the only reason was they didn't deliver at the hospital that's probably the closest to me. Granted, the hospital he does deliver at is only like a 20-minute drive, 20-25 minutes, so it's not too bad, because I hear some of these ladies on here and their hospitals are like an hour and something away, which is nuts. And I mean, if there's an emergency, I'm obviously just going to go to whatever hospital is the closest. And the other one is it's still probably a 10-15 minute drive, so it's not like it's probably closer to 15 because you can't take any freeways really to get there. Where the other one is off freeway, pretty much. You take the freeway and then you just get off and the hospital's like right there. So it's really not that bad. The doctor's office is right by the hospital too. So it's only like a 15-20 minute drive, or a 20-minute drive to the doctor's office, where I'll have to go for my appointments. Because that was another thing, is once a month is fine, but when I start having to go every 2 weeks and every week, you know, I didn't want to be super far away. But at the same time, I want good care. I want decent care, and I want to be happy with my doctor. So I have an appointment with him on the 1st. I also have an appointment with my fertility clinic on the 1st. And that will be my last appointment at the clinic, and they will release me. Yay! Which means they'll do an ultrasound, probably just to make sure everything else healed right, and that's it. I'm released. And then that appointment's like at 1:30, and then my other appointment with the new doctor is at 3. So, yeah, so I will do an update again after those appointments. Talk to you later, ladies. Bye.